Hello, everyone. Welcome to sociology class. What I'm going to be doing now is to share a screen, and we'll just get right on into it. Okay. All right. What we're going to be doing today, is just kind of I'll give you an overview of the material, what you need to do, More importantly, Matthew Mercuri, I had an interesting conversation. He asked a good question. How do you get started? Legitimate question. What's been your experience, in taking these kind of classes? Have you taken a Zoom? Have you taken a Zoom class before? Yes or no? Why don't we go around and what's been your experience before? Anybody? You've got to talk. Somebody unmute and talk.
Yes, I have taken a Zoom class before.
Okay, how did it go?
It kind of depends. Sometimes it's pretty good and sometimes it's really not.
Yeah, it can be one of each. Despite this technical glitch, and there are often these sorts of things starting off, I basically have what can I say? I've taught a lot of these before, a few of these before, and it's a new twist, right? It's sort of okay. Welcome, Ray. Are you on? Have you ever taken a Zoom class? You can unmute and say hello.
Hi, I have. I just graduated from Fairmont, and Fairmont started on Zoom last year, so half of my school year was on Zoom.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. Faustine, how about you?
After summer semester was on Zoom, so sorry, English is not that cool, but I have an experience with some classes.
Oh, okay. Jen, how about you?
So this is actually my first time back at school in many years. So I haven't actually taken any Zoom classes, but I have worked for MetLife, and all of our training was for Zoom. So unless you count that as a Zoom class.
Okay. McKenna, how about you? You taking a Zoom class?
No, this is actually my first Zoom class and first time back in school in a couple years.
Okay, just getting back into it. Well, we'll try to make things, as reasonable as possible for everybody. And they constantly update Zoom, and so what I've got to do for a moment here is to go to let people know, that the problem has been resolved. Okay, so if you can bear with me for just a second. We'll call you after class. I'm talking to. Okay. All right, very good. So let me give you a little tour here of the site, right? Welcome, Alicia. Is it Alicia? Roundtree? Okay. Okay, welcome to class. Okay. So let's talk a little bit about what's going on here. Okay. This is the home page for the class, right? This is going to be your landing point. This is where you're going to begin. You should be able to, and now we know that it works, and now I know how I need to access it. Plus, I have office hours too, but I'll send that out in a separate email. I don't want to get that kind of mixed up because those are on Zoom as well. But you should be able now to go down to this class and just click on this link here, and we're good to go. Okay, we're ready to start. Okay, So that is, you know, how, say you know, you can't keep track of these darn links all the time and so forth. There you have it. You can always just go to this class and land. Now, the next thing, okay, there are a couple of links here that are sort of, I'm going to view as a student. Let me take off here. View as a student. Okay. Okay. So there are a couple of, I'm looking at this website just as you would see. This site over here, this eSyllabus, is a dead site. Okay. You know, I'm working on it now, but it seems to be a dead site. Where do you find the syllabus? Everything you're going to need, everything you'll need, yeah, is here under content. Let's take a look at content. Now, the first thing you're going to have to do as a student here, if you haven't already done so, is to click on this link. It's this course overview, start here. Okay. And you're going to have to, you have to go through every single one of these links and read them over, right? Why? It's sort of insurance. It's insurance for you. And okay. So, and it's insurance for me that I've not missed anything. And that you've got all the information you need to be successful. Notice I'm scrolling through here. Here's the syllabus for the class. It's kind of basic. A lot of the syllabus has been broken down into other elements that are more electronically friendly. So, okay. So notice that this survey, you've got to take this survey here. Let me go back over here to course overview, right? You have to take this survey in order to open up the rest of the course. If you don't, you're stuck. So there's no kind of skipping over this stuff. That said, as long as you just kind of, you glean the course, right? Let me show you. Here's when assignments are due. We have some guidelines for written assignments here that are excellent. Okay. And then, okay, we'll just cycle through these. And here's a student guide to eLearn. You know, I mean, if you're stuck and you know, that's a nice tool. Here's a welcome from me that you can read. You know, okay. You know, and so basically, okay, you know, here's the way they've defined a week. Okay. You know, and you know, we have rules about etiquette and so forth. I'm going to cycle through all these. Okay. For help with course content, contact your instructor. If you have a computer software or technical assistant, contact the Sinclair IT website. I can tell you they're going to be booked up pretty well through this week. They might be difficult to get in touch with, but after that, you know, things should open up a bit. All right. Okay. So what else do we have here? Here's writing and research resources. I'll go over what the writing assignment is. That there's kind of a capstone paper for this class. There's a writing workshop. How to find peer-reviewed journal articles in our Sinclair library. And then an ASA citation guide. This is the form, okay. And so what you have to do now, and now I've come down to the end of all that, I'll show you exactly what this quiz involves. This quiz and every other one, you start quiz. The B is going to be 80 to 89. This is the hybrid course, okay. high standard. This is the honor. I think this is the honor code. You know, I could probably get these wrong. Okay. Refers to a set of guiding principles I should follow. This is not netiquette. That's a weird word. I can click on course, get started, view course. This is true. One of the computer and technical requirements is that I should be comfortable with using computers. That's true. Okay. The activities checklist is page providing a specific list of all items I should complete. In order to access all the course, I have to score, I think it's an 85 on this. Assignment due dates are found only on the syllabus. That's false. I'll show you where they are. And where you find email and phone number of your instructor. That's on the syllabus. That's on the syllabus. I put that there. So I submit the quiz. What did I get? You submit the quiz. Drum roll, please. I've gotten I got 100%. I gotta do 100%. Okay. So I got 90. Okay, so I gotta do the whole thing again, right? Attempt one. Okay. I think, let's see whether this unlocked it or not. Okay. So I gotta take the course quiz again. I gotta earn 100%. So start the quiz. The thing about this beautiful quiz is you can take it again. Okay. Netiquette, true. True. Is the activities checklist. I'll show you this in a minute. I have to score 100%. Oops. False are found in a number of places, and that's on the syllabus. So let's see if I've gotten missed anything this time. Oh boy, I got 100%. When you're done with this, then you click done. Okay. And I go over here and I click course overview. Notice that now that I've done all this stuff, okay, you know, you've got a checklist here. You get it for this one thing, and there's important information here. You know, the course overview starts here. Your textbook is here. It's free. It's a live link. There is a help discussion here, okay? But then finally, okay, so we'll let Alexis back in. Welcome, Alexis. So let's now look at these course modules, right? Let's look at week one. Okay. Week one, you know, ends, it's the 23rd, it ends on the 31st. So what you got to do is you got to do, you know, you'll see for every part of the course here, right? You're going to see, you know, you can just scroll through this, how to successfully navigate, you know, basically what you're doing, you know, for week one, you're introducing yourself. Okay, and then you respond to two other students. Okay, these learning activities are often supplemental. Okay, so here's our first discussion. Okay, and what you do for a discussion, in case you haven't had a class, you start a new thread. You know, I'm going to write, hello, my name is Matthew Irvin. Let's see. Well, I love sociology. And so I post that, right? Then what you do is you respond, you basically, what you'll need to do is to respond to two other classmates, okay? You know, in this and any discussion, okay? So basically that we're let's go back a moment, right, to that. So, you know, and I posted in there, okay. Then what they have is a pre-assessment. Now, again, you got 30 minutes to take this. This is a quiz where if you take it at all, you get full value for it. I will go back here and I will regrade the quiz and give you, I think it's 5 out of 600 points or something. But you have to take it. It's a departmental pre-assessment. What this does is it gives us a baseline in order to measure how much you've learned, how much you've shared, how much you've learned throughout the course from beginning to end. You might understand the concept, okay? But let's go back now and look at some of the requirements now that I kind of rushed you through, you know, this start course overview. And let's just walk through some of these. The first link is about this course. Now that I've kind of like railroaded you through. So each course is structured into topics, and each topic has this activities checklist. You're going to get everything you need by looking at that activities checklist for each week. And, you know, okay, you know, basically, you know, course alignment, you don't necessarily need to worry about that. So are there any questions about this? About
I'm no longer a wife.
Huh?
Legal fiction.
You're breaking up a little. Can you repeat? Okay. So we're course overview about this course. First link. We there? Okay. So here then, the next document in this start here course overview is a syllabus. Okay. It's a syllabus. Okay. Let me go ahead and look and see whether anybody's coming in for us to be late. Okay. So in the syllabus, you know, it basically it doesn't give you much info, but it tells you where to get in touch with me. There's my email and my emergency email address. Okay. I need to edit that. There's some now no, I'm also going to have and I'll send you a separate link for this, right? Because I did not want to get us confused, you know, the first day of class. You'll have that link for Zoom that you have there is a recurring link. In other words, I've set it up so it recurs every Monday and Wednesday, all right, when our class meets. What you have, what you'll also have is I'll be submitting a Zoom link for my office hours, but I don't want to do that immediately. And it just gives you some overviews of the topics and how the grade breaks down. Some stuff on the honor code. To get into the guts of the course, okay, here's when everything is due. This will help you to organize your life. You've got, you know, social forces. And notice that we've got like sociological perspectives and theories last for 2 weeks. You got, and we'll talk about the exam schedule, but basically this is one assignment to do, okay? You've got a number of different kinds of assignments, okay? Let's talk about those for a minute since we're looking at the assignments. You got these pre-tests and post-tests in this kind of little assignment that you have to earn 100% on, right? But the main assignments we have are discussions, chapter quizzes. Notice you have a quiz for each chapter. exams, and then there's some Dropbox or written assignments, and then you have a final paper, which we'll go over, and presentation, which we'll go over momentarily here. So you have different varieties or kinds of assignments. Please take a few minutes and familiarize yourself with those. Here's our grades or assignment. Okay, the assignments to do, that's a link back there. For all discussion posts, you got to write an initial post in essay form. And basically, then respond to your classmates. But at the end of your what's called a post, or your initial post, you're answering the question, you need to use a citation, ASA format. Okay. Guidelines for writing assignments are here. Guidelines for discussion posts. Evaluation guidelines for discussions, right? And here is the final project information folder, what a lot of people are looking for. You have two elements to this. You have a written paper and what's it called, an infographic, or kind of a PowerPoint. Here is a preview of your rubric, for your final paper. We'll talk about that again more in detail. And here's the final project, right? Okay. The second part of the final project, it's called an infographic. Okay, so let's take a look. Start thinking about this topic early in the semester. Let's take a look at these topics here in your final project overview. Okay, you're going to it's a thesis, a research paper, body, conclusion. It's just basically it tells you how to frame your paper. Okay, let's take a look in a minute. Okay, that's not what I wanted to do. So we've narrowed it down a bit. I want to go back out here to final project overview requirements a little more. You can choose to either make you can make a video, or you can make a PowerPoint presentation. The choice is yours. Usually for the final paper, let's see. The final paper, we were requiring, we were asking if people write about the impact of some technology on inequality, right? Basically, so take a look through here, and let's have a look at that, and we'll see, right, what's going on with that. Okay, but this, I think they've opened it up a little bit. Okay. Oh, here we go. This is exactly what I was looking for. Sorry about the delay. What is your topic? So, people go, what? You want me to write a final paper, about what? And rather than just throw you out there into a topic that you have not little experience with, we want to direct you a little bit. So you're gonna pick a social topic that's related to how technology, okay, may or may not reinforce inequality in society. It should examine the ways in which stratification might exist and how at least one social institution shapes. Now, I want to open the floor up a little bit. I've been talking loudly, talking at you. Can you think of a way that technology impacts some aspect of inequality in the US? Anybody? I'm going to throw that open. Somebody other than me talk for a minute. You don't want me to call on you, do you?
So you were asking about the impact inequality or technology has on inequality, right?
Or the relationship, okay? You know, does technology reinforce inequality, or does it make it better? Does it ameliorate it? Does it lessen it?
I think it opens up a platform for people to cause more inequality, in my opinion.
Okay, so what? Okay, good. So this is how we begin thinking about this. Okay, can you specify an example?
So we'll use Twitter, for example. Anybody can go on Twitter and write anything down they want, whatever it might be, as long as it doesn't violate the Twitter terms. So somebody can go on there and, talk about how they don't like people of color, or they don't like anybody who's not white or somebody who's not from America.
Okay, that's a possibility. Somebody else. Can somebody else elaborate? That's a good start.
I was gonna say an example.
Go ahead.
So you know what gerrymandering is, right?
Correct.
Well, with technology,
gerrymandering, let me explain for people that don't know. Gerrymandering is the process whereby congressional districts lines are drawn, and they're often drawn to favor constituencies that are favor one party or another in very odd ways. Okay, so go ahead.
Yeah. Well, with technology, gerrymandering has become a lot more precise. So where you can draw the lines to the exact pinpoint of wherever you want.
Yeah. Okay. That's excellent. That I had not thought about that, but it is. That's true. I mean. So what are some other ways? Somebody else.
I feel like with technology and the media, they're able to say and show what they want people to see, even if it might not be the full story or 99% true.
Who is this?
McKenna.
McKenna, that's an excellent point. McKenna, I just to open the conversation up a little bit, I did my dissertation on media ownership. Okay, I have a PhD, and that's always been an interest of mine. And it's as much what people are, the stories that they're, everybody makes a decision. Benjamin Franklin said, freedom of the press is great as long as you own a press. He said that over 200 years ago, right? So the fact is, they may decide, right, that something is an issue, and they might legit think it is, right? But the people that control most of the media, they're sort of of a certain social class. So, things occur to them as being really important, that aren't necessarily to other people, right? Or there's stories that are left out. When was the last time you saw a story on homelessness, for example? It's a pretty big problem, right? It's a huge problem, right? But, they're more concerned with, some other, and they're sort of elite topics, So it's not that the media, it's fake news, right? I mean, they do make some effort to, to determine that that what they're talking about is verifiable, right? I will give them that. But on the other hand, what they choose to focus on and report on, you know, is often only relevant to a handful of people, right? You know, or alternately, they just elect not to focus on stories because it don't really occur to them. There is a social class component. So that's an excellent example. Can somebody else think of an example? Can somebody else chime in and let me
So I think sometimes things said on social media could be taken the wrong way as well. People's opinions and just how things are said online and not like in person can be taken the wrong way.
Yeah, absolutely. Who is this?
Jennifer.
Jennifer, excellent point. Okay, so misinterpretation of social media or miscontextualization. There's some other examples of technology. We tend to focus on news and social media because it's so central to our lives, right? Almost terrifyingly so. I mean, I look for you know, I look for snappy like linen wear. That's what I'm wearing now. You know, and you know, and I actually bought, you know, a set of, you know, I mean, the shirt's pretty cool, right? You know, I mean, so you know, I was very happy, you know, but then I get like 20 ads every day for that, you know. Now, let me look at let's look at some of these other topics, okay? I have a friend, God, she's brilliant. I'm gonna have to find her. She's a woman of color. She's got a PhD in sociology. I had the honor of working with her at Eastern Kentucky University. She's going on to work at, I think she works at like MIT or something because she's just that outstanding. And she did work on racism and sexism in gaming, right? How many of you guys are online gamers, right? You know, I think she's just cutting edge work in this area, right? Anybody an online gamer here? Nobody's gonna pipe up, right?
I'm not an online gamer, but I'm like a regular gamer.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
I hate playing online. People online suck.
So what do you play, like with cards?
Well, no, like I mean like normal video games, like ones that
Oh,
don't
okay.
require internet.
Yeah. Okay, so you're not a multi-player, but she looked at the entire subculture of massive multiplayer games and looked at racism and sexism, and that's kind of her lane, and she's done brilliant work. Here's some other aspects, right, of inequality that might be of interest to you, right? What about, does anybody know what the digital divide is? Anybody ever heard that term? When I say that term to you, let's play a, like we could play a you know, a kind of a thought game. You know, what's the digital divide? Anybody know? Anybody know how that's defined, that term? Okay. Well, it used to be one thing. It was computer haves versus computer have-nots. The term, it's a new form of stratification that emerged. Now, why is it important? Well, what are we all sitting here doing? We're all sitting here accessing technology, right? What if you didn't have access to the right kind of technology? You couldn't take this course. So, you know, at least for education, there are, you have to have access to a couple of things. There's two levels of digital divide now. There's two aspects of it. And I have a colleague again from an old job I had. You know, he just got a PhD in online pedagogy design, right? But do you have access to, you know, a powerful enough, like a computer? Many of you are probably doing this on your phone or on your a tablet. But the fact is, you know, yeah, those are limited. You know, do you have access to the right, you know, hardware? That's thing A. Thing B, right, is do you have reliable Wi-Fi? In ways that reflect poverty concentrations in the U.S. Places in the central city and places in very rural areas do not have access to reliable Wi-Fi. You know, it used to be, it's improving, but it used to be people have to go down to the McDonald's or whatever to go to use the Wi-Fi. So, you know, I mean, technology and law enforcement. This is an interesting topic. I had a student, David Wagers, who did research on the use of citizens using body camera to provide a check mark against some of the excesses that we've seen in law enforcement, right? So that's a way, you know, that's a technology and inequality sort of you know, concern. So I want you to be thinking about these final papers as we move through these topics. We will be addressing you know, various aspects of this, and you should be thinking about putting a topic. And please, let's take a few minutes, maybe every other class or so, and talk about this final project overview. I want you to start thinking about it. It should be interesting. It should be something that interests you. You know, so, and I will walk you through. I'm so sorry, I'm yawning. I really apologize for the course that, you know, us taking like, you know, 10 minutes extra to get. That will not happen unless there's a system-wide breakout again. So before we get out of here, we have a few minutes left. We go till we got 4 minutes left. Are there any questions that you want to bring? If you have a question, please. You're probably helping out. They're probably you know, half a dozen other people have the same question.
I actually have 2 questions.
Sure.
Okay, first off, in the thing you sent out, it said we're meeting at 12 o'clock. Is like, are we meeting at 12? But I was told.
Okay, yeah, good point. I will always open the Zoom room up between 12 and 12:10. Now, class doesn't start till 12:30, correct?
Yes.
12:30 to 1:45. Matt, that's a good question. Is that Matt? He's asking.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, you'll see on the invitation, it says noon. All that means is that, and thank you for clarifying that. All that means is that I will be kicking on between 12 and 12:10, right? I blocked that time out so that if you have any questions ahead of time, it's like it will be kind of like almost like office hours specific to this class.
Okay. Yeah, I was a little confused because one of my other class today is still going on at 12 o'clock. So.
No, you don't need to sign on at noon, folks.
Okay.
And sign on it. Please sign on at 12:30, and I'll let you in.
Okay, I was going to say, and my other question is, do you want us to do any? We kind of rushed through it, so I didn't pick up everything. To do any assignment tonight?
What do we need to do? What do we do for tomorrow? For Wednesday? No, just to start reviewing the material. But let's go in. Let's go in and look at week 1. Okay. because you know, week 1, August, this stuff will be due on, okay, calendar, pull up. It'll be due Tuesday, right? Okay. So, and everything is in C is due Tuesday. So what's due Tuesday? Basically, please do this departmental pre-assessment. Do not worry about your score on this, right? But I'd like us to be talking about you know, a little bit about, you know, I'm going to do like a prelim of this, you know, and I'm going to go around the room. So I'm going to ask you, please, if you feel comfortable, please cut your cameras on, and I'll be going around and asking people, hey, who are you, to introduce yourself, you know, on Wednesday. That's preliminary to us doing the assignment, the discussion, which you will write up. Okay.
Okay.
So that's what we got to do. That's what we're going to be doing Wednesday. And Wednesday we're going to prelim, you know, week 2, which is going to be a continuation of week 1, which will be sociological perspective and theory. Okay. So first thing you got to do, everybody's got to do, Matthew, is first off, they've got to do course overview, start here, do that first.
Okay.
Then move on and start doing, you got to do that and doing week 1, right?
Okay.
But,
Thank you.
okay. Does anybody else got any questions?
I have a question.
Yes.
When I first registered for this class, it said it was on Monday and Wednesdays, but in your email it was on Friday also. Was that added?
No, that was an error on my part. You know, that was, again, it's the classes on Monday and Wednesday.
All right, great.
Let me go ahead and send an email clarification out. You know, I had I don't know why I put MWF in there. I was originally teaching a class on Monday, Wednesday, Friday. Just got my wires crossed, but you're correct. Thank you for clarifying that. The classes meets Monday and Wednesday.
Okay.
I'll send an email out. Okay, so let me. I'm also going to. Who's this? Hannah? Who's this? Who's
yeah.
Hannah. Okay, Matthew. Hannah. I'm gonna What I'm going to do is to I'll also send a clarifying email out here, you know, to make sure you know, we can, these little correctives. Anybody else have a question? Okay. Again, I'd like to see if you have access to a camera, you know, maybe please, I'd like to kind of see everybody, you know, if you're feeling just absolutely wretched or whatever, don't worry about it. But then, you know, maybe for Wednesday, we can see one another rather than a sea of muted things with people's names up. Okay. So with that, I'm gonna bid everybody a good afternoon. Thanks for bearing with me. I'll send you an email out here. I'll also have I have elected to. It's going to take me a couple of weeks to get them up and running, but I should have recordings of these classes. You know, occasionally there is an attendance policy. In other words, you have to attend these classes. But that said, occasionally, you know, life happens. I'm not gonna be your like some attendance Nazi or something. If you have to miss one, you know, something or another, you know, we've got 16. There's 32 class sessions, so stuff happens, and I should have a repository here in a few weeks of recorded class sessions. All right. So with that in mind, if there aren't any other questions, thanks for joining me today. And please feel free to continue the conversation via email. I'll be monitoring my email extensively. We will see you all on Wednesday, okay?
Have a nice day.
Take care.
Have a nice day.